crazy with the heat. Credit is no good for an ocean salesman.
What do you mean? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an Anvil salesman. Your firm gives credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else. River City next. Cash for the merchandise.
Cash for the chocolate. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the sausage.
Cash for the fancy goods. Cash for the knives and the fingers and the birds.
No, please talk. You can talk. You can becker, you can talk. You can becker. You can talk. You can talk. Becker. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
Ever met a fella by the name of Hill?
No! Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman Hill. Now he doesn't know the territory. Doesn't know the territory?
What's the fella's line? Just a minute.
Never worries about his line. We're a doggone thing. He's just a family bell ringing, big wall, great phone, after nothing, work for him. Every time a bullseye kill. That's the best of Al Hill.
Tell us what's his line. He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory. Look, see it, Paul. Can you talk?
He's a music man.
What?
He's a music man. Then he sells clarinets to the kids from the town with the big trombone, the ragtag, and the big brass. And the piccolo. Uniform too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat with a big wet stretch one. Well,
he's a fake and he doesn't know the territory. Look, see it, Paul. Can you talk?
he's a music man.
What?
He's a music man. Then he sells clarinets to the kids from the town with the big trombone, the ragtag, and the big brass. And the piccolo. Uniform too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat with a big wet stretch one. Well,
I don't know much about bands, but I do know they can live until a big trombone. No, sir. Maryland pigs, perhaps, and here and there a juice hard.
the fellow sounds big. Boy, big. I don't know how he does it. But it is such a king, and he's jolly and he's talking and he's happy. When the man dips, certainly boys. What else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly boys. What else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we're across the state line to Iowa. River City, population 2,212. What?
All right, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never saw him in my life, but I know this much. He's giving every one of us a black eye. After he's worked the sale of the next salesman, it's automatically tarred and feathered and brought out to the city limits on a rail. Because in order to sell band instruments and instruction books and uniforms, he has to guarantee to teach the kids to play and to form them kids into a band with himself as a leader.
Sure like to be around when you catch up with that fellow.
Well, it won't be on this trip, not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Hill won't try to sell them exact gold Hawkeyes out here.
What?
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll give Iowa a try.
Don't believe a quiet name.
There's an Iowa kind, a special chip on the shoulder, attitude.
Mr. Squires. I'm interested in a rig for Saturday, if you can accommodate me.
Well, then you ought to go see the man in charge of hiring rigs, who is late as usual.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus.
You old son of a gun! But Greg!
Professor Hill's name. Harrington.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you was coming?
I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? No, you're a pretty big slicker when you're in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Ethel Toppelmeyer, boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
What's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business. I thought you were in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No!
Now give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. We got a stuck-up music teacher here. She'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's the librarian. Female.
Perfect. That's just what I wanted to hear. Point her out to me if she passes by.
I will. How are you going to start the pitch?
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance and get this town into serious trouble it's in.
But River City's in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create some. I'll have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. Do you remember? Now, what's new around here? What could I use?
Nothing. The billiard parlor just put into a pool table.
They never had a pool table here before?
No. Only billiards.
Well, that'll do. Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you don't wish to acknowledge, or you're not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friends. Right here, say. Trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a villain, for certain. I'm proud to say, I'm always mighty proud to say. I consider the hours I spent with the cube in my hand are golden. Help cultivate a core sense and a cool head and keen eye. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets on the table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum. With the capital B in that rhyme, B in that stands. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on when they're loafing around that hall? They're trying out Bebos, trying out cubettes, trying out tailor-mades, like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up the telltale Bradford Simpson. One fine night, they'll leave the pool hall, headed for the dance to armor, liberty men, and scarlet women, and ragtime. Shameless roots that'll drag your son, your daughter, to the arms of the jungle ambulance, the vast hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
The capital T, that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's gonna have
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers? You loathe the name.
trouble.
Are certain words creeping into his conversations? Words like swell
Trouble.
and soldier old man.
Trouble.
If so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
The capital T, that rhymes with that stands for cool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. With a T, that rhymes with P, and that stands for cool. Hey, did you drop your...
No.
Didn't I meet you in that...
No.
I'll only be in town for a few days.
Good. Hello, Mama. Dear. You pawned your girls. I'll be there in a minute. Yes, ma'am. Mama, I know the suitcase has been
follow me all around town.
Oh? Who?
Well, I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Well, of course not. All right, Amaryllis, now your exercises. So, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt to find out who gentleman wants.
I know what the gentleman wants it.
What, dear?
You'll find it in balls.
Excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
There's anyone else in this town?
Here you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much too far.
Now, Mama, as long as the mass public library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's culture level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But, darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got a son, why should we take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all those other high-losing dreams.
Mama, if you don't mind me saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
Subject I was talking about a stranger. With the suitcase who may be your every last chance.
Mama, do you think that allow a common masher? No, really, Mama, I have my standards and men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I knew all about the man. Don't mind my saying so. There's not a man alive who could hope to measure up to that kind of fall. But you think that no God can be focused for yourself and your average imagination. Now stubbornness in your library full of books.
Well, that is the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have a?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Is that the way to walk in the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss for my boys. The lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, what are your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you come? I would especially like it very much if you come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No, what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S. Because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We know all about his Miss Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it.
No, thank you. Amaryllis.
Amaryllis! Amaryllis! Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lisps?
It's not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
Well, what's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that, well, he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. You'll have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do to him. Every night, I say goodnight to him on the evening star. But you have to do it the very second you see too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling. You'll have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never. I'll end with an old maid like you.
For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right. It's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your cross-hand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone.
Captain Shin for leading the singing. As mayor of River City, I welcome you river citizens to the annual 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium to count the weather. 4 and the members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. Oh. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about the costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Wonton girls of the local wigwam of Hiwaka will present a spectacle, My Wife, in which my wife, Lady McKechnie Shin, will take the leading part.
I will now count to 20 in the Indian tongue. In, teen, t'other, feather, fit.
I'm stopped, George, I'm stopping!
Who said all that crap?
I know who did it. Tommy Jews. That's what Tommy Jews.
Tommy Jews. I wouldn't go anywhere with eyes, you.
Mrs. Shin will recover. The paint fire spectacle, last days of Popeye, will take place, providing the rain stops by 9:30.
Happy rain. Didn't exactly fair.
Sure did, Ewart. That's why we all prepared for a storm.
Because that's Ackerman's time. And you know it, JC.
You wouldn't make it in the bank if it was being accurate most of the time.
Yes,
you
you would.
you
I would be very
Bickering in public?
all that same word.
Never mind.
We heard there was a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Now, just a minute here. Will you allow me to go on with the exercises? We don't want any more exercises until we can get to the pool.
Let's protect our children.
Yeah!
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah!
Smite that devil that's keeping our young boys pure.
Yeah!
May I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can do it. Just show my friends with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize River City Boys Band. Oh, think my friends, I've been any pool table ever hoped to be long jump. Da 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 da. Run to my friends, but a handful of gym-boys did this famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, with poet walls come tumbling down. Oh, the band will do, my friends. Oh, yes, I mean a boys band. Do you hear me? Said Lucy's gotta have a boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on him, and River City's gonna have a boys band. That shows the Lord man those green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the grip, glint, glitter of crashing cymbals, and hear the rolling of thundering drums, and the shimmer of trumpets. And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Ray Greenford, W.C. Henry, and John Bill Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. "76 trombones led the victory, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of that great famous band. 76 trombones called the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 weeds springing up like the greens. There were more of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom timpanis and voice platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big
Thank you, Professor. Have to make an example of him. Ring lady, now he does, the gang does.
Jeez, oh Pete, let me go.
Yo, wild kid, yo, hanging out Main Street with my oldest girl last Sunday.
We wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We just walking together. Jeez, oh Pete.
You watch your phraseology. I know what he's doing. Bye, little Gracie Senior. Now you stay away from my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning about this band thing. Over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Then I want that spellbinder's credential.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough, and he's got his gang waiting right outside.
Now, Constable, I'll show you to break the gang. Oh, young lady. Oh, miss. What's your name?
Anita, I don't have any idea you was better than me. You guess.
Do you know Tommy Sheila's?
Well,
Tommy, this is Anita. Escort this young lady home by way of the candy kitchen.
Do I have to?
Yeah, you have to.
Yes, sir. You guess.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow, but you did make a couple mistakes.
Oh?
Well, the mayor happens to own that billiard butler in the pool table stack.
What was my other mistake?
That is Anita? Well, she's the mayor's oldest girl. Just a minute, Professor Hill. We need your credentials. Where the school board?
Nothing of the kind.
You need letters and papers.
They can put up a bond.
What am I hearing? Say?
Ice cream. Ice cream. But I was saying that.
Then talk.
Down here. Ice cream. Talk slow. Ice cream.
See? Singing is only to stay talking. Now you.
Ice cream.
Now you, sir.
Ice cream.
Now you.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you'll not see one of these gentlemen without the other three.
Well, Professor, they paid each other 15 years.
Ice cream.
How can there be
Any sin is sincere.
Art we sincerely in all love.
I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
I've got some wonderful comments of the hotel if you'd like to.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? Of what college did they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night party at a public dance hall?
Oh, well, I would know about that. You see, I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Goldman class of what 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give her the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, behind eyes easily mesmerized her, hoping to some people in this town, and I think it's only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Oh, Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog. On the TV. Everybody's so excited about the band.
I'm Ethel Toppelmeyer.
This is Miss Squires, Miss Hicks, and of course you met Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, our mayor's wife. Isn't that exciting?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. Oh no, I couldn't say at this time. My husband wished to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand, but you see, part of my music plans include a dance and a committee and... Do that again, Mrs. Shin. Your foot, the way you raised it just then.
Oh, well, I have a bunion there that bothers.
Oh, what grace, what natural flow of rhythm, what expression of line and movement.
Mr. Hill.
You must accept the chairmanship to the ladies auxiliary for the class dance, mustn't you, ladies?
Yes, you have to.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sarte. Will you, Miss Shin?
Well, Eulalie McKechnie-Shin That is, dancing.
Then you accept?
Yes, indeed, and I would like to say...
Thank you. Now, the woman who plays the piano, Miss Prue, I believe? After all, she is the librarian.
Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates
Dirty, of course.
Balzac. Professor, I shouldn't tell you this, but...
Oh, well, the man lives in Blanche. Let me tell.
Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town until she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital? That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think it was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Gave the town the library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her. She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She made brazen overtures, but with the good transparency. She had a golden glint in her eye and a silver voice and counterfeit ring. Just knock it down, and you'll reveal the ultra lead into the coldest steel and fear. Where women's participation. River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac.
Just a minute here. We need your credentials.
Yes, of course. I've just moved over the hotel. If you want. Good night, ladies. Good night, Jackie. Good night, Jackie. Good night, Jackie. You do realize your fictional characteristics are not virtuous.
I'm not sure if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your boy has that same firm chin and those splendid cheekbones, by George! Not that it would ever be really great, you understand, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the real great Kentucky plays were Irish. O'Clark, O'Flying, O'Mendez.
But Professor, we were Irish!
No! No, well that does it. Sign here, Miss Brew. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Fine. That'll be $7 to earn this month. Nothing more due until the first installment payable at opening of vampire. Thank you. And I'll need your boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son.
Would it have
A stripe? Certainly, my boy. A wide red stripe on each side. What do you think about that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say more than 3 words a day to you to us. So if you get him to play in the band, it'll be a miracle. Where are you from, Professor?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory is my alma mater.
What's she now?
Gold medal class of what 5? Hello, Miss Brew.
Mr. Hill? He wants to put Winthrop in the band! You first thing on everyone's home like this. Marion! We're not interested.
Now, why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father's dead. Anything else? Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not really...
Please. I'm sure that at heart she's as well as yourself. Daisy.
Good day to you, Professor. Marion Peru! Has he gone? I
fine, how guarded.
Now, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is reason does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama, Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library, Miss Brooks, and give book as It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890-1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners. Do I have to? You don't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down.
Now, what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of night?
I had a feeling the Indiana Journal. It helped me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Meet me at the door. Meet you where? The footbridge. Last time the lumberyard and now the footbridge. Where will you meet me after that? The black hole of Calcutta. Egad, Tommy's Papa.
Did I say get that spellbinder hound host credentials? I said it morning of July 4th, 1912. Yes, Lord, but and now the whole town is turned upside down. The school board is saying up street and down alley instead of attending to city matters.
Mayor Shea, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can never get out of him. Down at the conservatory, costs about $5.
Just take some time to read a little bit about the conservatory. Help me dodge a much further. It's on page.
Papa, the lost Fargo wagon is just coming up from the depot.
At this hour of the day, lost Fargo wagon.
It could be the band instrument.
The band instrument? I want that man's credentials!
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street, so please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday.
In March I got a great man. And once I got some grapefruits from Timber.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down. Is it a pre-K surprise to COT?
Or a double boiler.
What it could be.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It could be
Something special.
something very special now.
Just for me. Oh, well, Fargo wagon is a coming now. I don't know how I can never wait to meet. It could be something for someone who is not related, or it could be something special just for me.
Here you go, Winthrop.
My cornet! Gee, thanks, Professor!
You will each receive individual instruction in due time. In the meantime, stay on the streets and acquainted with your instruments. And think about the minuet in G. La dee 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 dee.
Sister, I never thought I'd ever see anything so scrumptious. As if scrumptious now a gold thing. Oh, sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some fine jazz tune out of the horn in a pretty short order, or I'll see you in front of the grand jury. Now, it's Mary, about that book. Come to it. Hold on. I've got to get something from the librarian about that book.
I'm so happy. Thank you
you, Professor Hill.
My pleasure, Miss Brew.
Start up, Mr. Washburn. We can't wait to show you the new steps Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what of a thing?
The Shapoopy!
Now we do get some representatives, you Julia, honey. And when we do get to the second time, ask us anything. When we do wait the third time, head in the ground, feet on the ground. Girl, you ready, ground. Jump, jump, jump,
Like you can't really hurry ass. Not the shows to be
shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to forward down their wheelchairs on account of broken legs will be getting from tripping over their beards. Now let me tell you something. My fine young feather, my feathered gun. Oh, never mind. Auburn, Daisy, Uwert, Owen. I watched this man's potential, and I watched tonight. The one out of your sight. He's severe in a Mississippi Sturgeon.
Professor Hill, I think your shit is picking a compliment. I think it was wonderful of you for coming to Thomas' defense.
A man can't dodge issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does that poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths, but the brave man only 500.
I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Woodcock's cornet.
Miss Cornett, mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine. He talks about some pink system. If he thinks I'm in UNG, he won't have to bother with the notes. How Professor?
Miss Marion, the thing system is a revolutionary method. I'll admit. Now, I cannot discuss these things here in public. But if you'd allow me to, when can I call?
Any night this week.
For all to see. We know you will soon unfold up to giving part of
hit it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, what did they want to Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me down the Milky Way. If you'd like to have a much more fully come, how it happens upon this everything will be known. I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one way that can find my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, now Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I'll be back in a minute. I have to go show Amarillo my live prom. Please, the dishes all to come along.
You the piano teacher in town?
Why, yes.
Then you must know about the Sparrow Hill, former boys band here.
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods in him in spades, swinging the 2-bit thimble dirt. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Powell. Anvil salesman. Right now, I'm just ought to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Kelly, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake Maryland lady's course to cover. That man's been a raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see through. He's no more professor than...
Oh, no, not that. Handlers are always co-professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director. His school after.
Now wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard of learning music from any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. That man's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
He'll never make that train to the depot. He'll have to catch up the crossing.
No, sir. I gotta leave word, and I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
I never met a man who sells candles before. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes real salesman, I can tell you that. Animals have limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? If I miss that train, I'll get fired. And I gotta leave word to you about Fallon Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not your tip type. How do you know you'll deliver these letters?
Try me. Oh, here's your train now. Run for it.
Why, you double-digit little, who do you think you're protecting? That man's got a girl in every county in Illinois, and that's 102 counties. Not counting the piano teachers like you who close it up to keep their mouth shut. You're the one you hooked last week, girly girl.
Marion, who was he talking to just? Why, Professor Hill.
Miss Peru, top of the evening. Miss Marion.
You and Marion come up and said, I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll go put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Why?
Did that call?
Professor Hill, is it true that you... What I'm trying to say is, I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now, where would you get an idea like that?
One who's rumors a traveling salesman.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you mustn't believe everything you hear. For instance, one hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job as a mother and Winthrop and I have passed security. Surely you
Of
don't
course
believe...
not. That's just what I'm saying. Why do you think people start these rumors?
Narrow-mindedness is jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. Jealousy starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Well, just that. But of course, it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to. I mean, well, take you for instance. Your intentions to customers and, well, teachers might be easily misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, how honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And so you say, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, I mean, well, they could be down our butts, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
It just proves you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? I mean, if you discuss
Miss Marion,
things.
I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? I mean, we can sit, right? Your knees bend.
We can sit on the porch steps.
We could also go sit in a large hollow log over at the
I
footbridge.
couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk. Meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't. Please, some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian. I don't enough tomorrow to find a place of nothing. A lot of empty yesterdays. You want to know about you, but I don't want to make you stay with remember. But 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Mama? What?
I just saw Professor Hill and he hit the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and the saints be praised. And
What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the farthest.
One Grecian. Two Grecian. And a fountain.
Stop! Stop! Listen to this man! You gullible green-grass goats! I'm talking about Harold Hill, road agent, highwayman, pickpocket. Same thing. He's been in your wallet, misters, and yours, madam, and yours, little lady. Ever since the first moment he came to this town. There's more documented evidence than you'll ever read. There isn't any band, there hasn't been any band, and there never will be any band. And there won't be any Harold Hill either if you don't hunt this man right now like a mad dog. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah!
I want my money back.
Yeah!
Money back. I want his hide.
Yeah! After him! And when you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse! After him!
Alright, Mars, keep the rig.
I got it!
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's not an 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turn Wordle around here and get yourself on a track? You go ahead.
Listen, I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
I meant that you were about, well, I'd say, about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get the footbridge, fella.
To tell you the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here and nearly came back. I suppose you got the first kind of piece of the cake, but not under the spell of your salesman.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been selling you anything.
Oh no. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving you
Yes, you
anything.
have. Something beautiful.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you.
you don't know about me.
Right!
Excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from Hector Bullios. This could be it. What now?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're
I
buying.
had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
Well, now she's so far off balance, you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Go get the reins. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now then, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Oh, yes. Well, we don't really have to go into that right now, do we?
No, or ever for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt like doing much research lately, but she did plenty when we first came here.
About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, Gold Medal Possible at 5. Harold, there was an area Gary Conservatory in Lot 5.
Why, there certainly was a...
The town wasn't even built until Lot 6. I'll see you this trouble.
You knew all this time.
Since July 7th, 3 days ago.
Why, you little...
Right! He isn't anywhere around here. Let's try down by the creek.
Winthrop!
Hey, wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your son. Are you filming?
It's not until I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You would tell the truth anyway.
Would too.
Would not.
Would too. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
And are you a dirty rotten crook?
Yes.
Now leave me go, you big liar!
Hey, what's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you, and you're gonna stand here and get it, so you might as well quit your squirming. Listen, kid, there's 2 things you're entitled to know. First is, you're a wonderful kid, and I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band. So you'd quit going around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Actually, now that I think about that, that isn't none of your business.
I wish you'd never come to River City!
No, you don't, Winthrop.
You believe him?
I believe everything he ever said. We every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and acted. Especially you, and the parents too. Does Mama wish he'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. No, go, Harold. Please.
Go on, Professor, hurry up.
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door.
Greg, you're here! That way! Come on, Professor, that way! Virtue has triumphed! The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Howtown. And if there goes, as I've heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them again.
Well, I think there ought to be some of us who could forget our everlasting, Iowa-stubborn, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance, long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful for him and what he brought to River City. And if so, I think you want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a person in this hall who doesn't think this man Hill to be tarred and feathered, please step forward.
Think, kids. Think. I just want to say thank you to all the teachers. Starting with Mr. Mal. Mr. Mal? Thank you for everything you did for the show. It's been a great year for all of us, and I'm glad to make our best show because it was the best year for all of us. And even through the storm and rescheduling the show like 6 times, we still had our last show and you made us happy even when we were all sad. So, thank you.
Can we call Mr. Murray up to the stage?
You were going to do the show, and I remember me and Leah screaming for about 20 minutes. Screaming in your face. Not hard. You're just so happy you were going to do the show because you're obviously one of our favorite teachers, and we love you so much.
You're perfectionist, and nothing less even when Mary had a little in third grade. You are by far perfectionists with the piano notes for
Most far wagon. You put so much time and effort into the show. We just love you so much.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Can I call Mr. Brady up to the stage? This was just an amazing experience working with you, and as you can see, and all of you saw, this choreography was just so amazing. You were the best working with this year. The choreography was amazing, and you're all just like family here to us, and it's just so amazing to be able to work with you, and I'm so happy, and I don't want to leave. Likewise.
I'd like to call Miss Unser. Miss Unser, on behalf of the whole cast, thank you. There is no way without you this stage looks exactly like River City, Iowa. I don't spending much time staying after school to try to help us do this. And thank you to you and the spirit. It means the world to us.
Can we call Miss Stolberger up to the stage?
Silver, all the hours that you put in for this is just amazing. Every day you come and express in the beginning. and you get all the costumes for us. These costumes, they're just so amazing, all of us. We all look like we're from River City back in the 1900s. It's pretty. Seriously, guys, come on, come on.
Is Miss Phil here? She's not here. Okay. Well, say a little something anyway, Kate.
So to the Miss Hill down here. Thank you so much for writing our program because without you, we would just be people and no one would know who we are and what we're doing up here. So, and just letting everyone else know our words of encouragement to each other and everything else. So we just want to thank you for doing all that you do.
One
so much that you do for us. So I figured you'd keep it in your office and everybody can come to the tent to see it.